Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to TechNodeFirmaCraft. So I'm out here at the acacia forest. I was gathering up tons and tons of saplings. I have 2 full ceramic vessels of stacks. And while I was collecting those, I planted a couple just to see what would happen, and this was the result. Unfortunately, these acacia saplings do not grow into acacia trees. They grow into TerraFirmaCraft oaks. So, yeah, that is a very unfortunate thing. However, I do believe that it still works just fine on the sequoia, and I am going to test that out back at the base. But I think for now I'm going to stop trying to get acacia saplings, because nothing that I have seen makes them actually grow acacia trees. But yeah, I suppose I am going to head back down to the base, and we're going to take a look at a couple of things today. Hopefully with the rail and with tree production. So I'm getting a couple of things ready here. Got a couple of items that we need to work with, and yeah, we've got our 2 press blanks now, and that's what we need. So we're going to go ahead and put a hopper on here. Now this is a TerraFirmaCraft hopper if we look at it, so it does not have a chest in it yet. But if we take and throw a press blank mold on this, now we will get a press blank for a hopper. Now, in order to make those hoppers, we need a block of iron. So we need the block of steel on there, and we'll make another press blank for the blocks. So now that we have all of that, we can go ahead and actually start making some of this. But I guess I need to run another stack of high carbon steel through here. That is regular steel. There we go. So I have been setting up a few things. I've got an automatic furnace array here. Well, it's not really an array, it's an automatic furnace, but we are making charcoal from our logs automatically, and I want to be able to get more of these guys, but also I want to be able to just drop this stuff into a chest and not have to worry about hitting the conveyor belt or stuff despawning or anything like that. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing all of this work. So let's go ahead and head over here now, and we'll drop off some of this steel because we don't need it. And then also we need to grab a bunch of iron. So let's see here, steel. Getting quite a bit of stuff here, and that's good. I am processing a large amount of iron so that we can make it into wrought iron, because right now we are very low on wrought iron. So we are going to grab, let's see, it takes 8 each. Yeah, we'll grab 32 wrought iron ingots. We are going to make a bunch of, well, not a bunch, 4 hoppers. 32 iron, we're going to make 4 hoppers. So we are actually going to need all of our molds. And, yeah, we'll just set that guy there for now. Or, I guess we're going to end up with them over here eventually. So, yeah. So we're going to start out by making our double ingots. Okay, so we'll swap that for the double ingot. We're going to drop a stack of wrought iron ingots on here. And actually, when I think about it, we can probably do... I did not want the steel, but whatever. So, let's just try this. We are going to come over here and grab a hammer. Have a hammer right there. So we're going to take a hammer, a chest, and a hopper. There we go. We have a Minecraft hopper now. And this guy will actually work. So if we place this there, connects into that, we should be able to now drop these guys into the hopper, and it will feed onto the conveyor belt. So it does kind of flip them out, and they're going a little bit too fast. So if we are going to do that, we're going to need to make sure that we have a decent holding area around the conveyor belt where the items come out. And then also we might want to set up a little redstone clock off of a comparator that if there's items in here, it will only send them out as fast as the metal press will take them. Now, one thing that you may have noticed, I didn't change the mold on the press, and it still ran the ingots through. I found that kind of interesting here a while ago. But so now after that, let's see here. Yeah, we need to get it down to double sheets. So now that we have double ingots, now we need to put our plate press in here and back away a little because, yeah, we'll pick the stuff back up otherwise, apparently. And we also need to run this stack of steel through there to be made into single sheets. Oh, no, we don't want to run that steel through there yet. We want to make that into, where is it, single sheets? What is the recipe on this guy? Yeah, it is single sheets. So we do want to run that steel through here right now because we need more furnaces as well. Now that we have 8 wrought iron double sheets, now we are going to finally be able to use our block mold as soon as this gets done. Alright, so block mold instead of the plate mold. Now we're going to throw our 8 wrought iron double sheets in here. This will make 4 blocks for us. And then finally, we are going to swap to the hopper mold, and we have to have blocks to run through the hopper mold. So, final thing, we're putting through iron blocks. And this will make hoppers. So, we have some hoppers. Those are going to be very useful in working with these conveyor belts and the immersive engineering machines. I didn't try to see if the logistical transporters would connect to these. You know, we're going to have to try that out because if they do, I feel like an idiot, but that's besides the point. So let's see if a logistical transporter will connect to these. They will. Okay. So that makes life even easier because the logistical transporters have a little bit slower transfer rate than a hopper. Now, I didn't notice, were those flipping around when they got onto the conveyor belt? Let's check that out. I had no food for quite some time when I was out working with those acacia. You'll notice my health is extremely low. And, yeah. So yeah, they still flip out with the logistical transporters, but the transfer rate is a little bit slower. The only thing that I don't like about that is there is a possibility that we can't turn the logistical transporters off, and so we would be running, you know, more out into the press and other immersive engineering machines than we could actually handle. I do like the idea of the hoppers being able to be controlled by redstone, but yeah, whatever. I did make a bunch more of the conveyor belts. I was kind of experimenting with them. I found out that the conveyor belts will actually put charcoal into the side of a steel furnace. So that's kind of neat. But we have our 16 steel sheets now. That's something that we needed. And then we have a few other things here that we need to work with. So right away, I'm going to move this down here, and we're going to put these steel sheets in here. We're going to make 3 more steel furnaces. So that just happened to be how much fire clay I had. But that is going to allow us to make charcoal a lot faster, which is good because, yeah, once I start ramping up wood production, there's no way one furnace is ever going to keep up with that. Now, the furnaces produce this small charcoal, and we can't use that in the blast furnace, we can't use it in the forge. There's a lot of places that we can't use that stuff. So I want to be able to have automatic production of that, and so we're going to make a blank upgrade, put it in here, and make a production table. Now, after we make that first production table, then we're going to place a piston in here, remove these two, and we're going to put our hammer and chisel down here. The saw isn't supposed to be there. Darn it. And I always get those flipped around, so I think we needed a blank upgrade for this. Yeah. So yeah, the hammer and chisel do go down here, but then we need a blank upgrade here. Now this gives the auto crafter upgrade. Now we will also be wanting the... let's just make a bunch of those. We will also be wanting the... oh, whatever, storage, extra storage, and the regular crafter, I think. So the extra storage, we just need a chest. Let's go ahead and grab a bunch of these. We'll just make some sequoia chests. So for this, we need a saw, chest, and an upgrade. Like that. Alright, well, let's just see. Does this have what we need right now? Let's go here with a production table. We'll just set this out in the open. We're going to go to our upgrades. We're going to put in an auto crafter? No. Okay, so we have to make our crafting table first. So let's grab a little bit of these oak planks. We'll make 4 regular workbenches and then turn those into crafting tables. Oh, I got benchmarking. I feel special now. Alright, so now the auto crafter upgrade and the extra storage go into that one, and now this guy is set up for auto crafting. So now if we grab a little bit of charcoal, we will place the recipe in here and then place some extra charcoal in there. Now you'll notice nothing is happening, and that's because we have no power. So to power this, we're going to make a little bit of charcoal manually and drop it into the fuel spot. Now we can see this is actually making items. Now I'm kind of curious as to how much power this takes. So here, let's go ahead and pull that charcoal out, and we'll just kind of keep an eye on this and see how many items we can craft with 6 pieces of charcoal. So that's what I've got right now. I need to figure out where to hook this up. I know there's item transfers and things like that. Need to figure out where all of this needs to go and where we can remove from it. Hopefully we'll be able to have a bin that has regular charcoal in it as well as this half charcoal. So automating this production table is actually very simple. So if we go in here and go to the transfers, we can choose which one of the items we are going to be looking at, as well as our fuel input. And then all that we have to do is select the one that's in question, which for us is the first one. And then if you right click on a side, or left click, sorry. If you left click, it will first go to input enabled, then output enabled, then input output enabled, and then it will disable both. And it looks like we can go backwards by right clicking. But so I've set the right side to input enabled, the bottom to output enabled. I have a hopper underneath here that is pulling the items out and dumping them into a better barrel. And then I set the bin of small charcoal up here. And yeah, we are slowly making charcoal. Now, there's a couple of more upgrades that we are going to want to be making for this thing. The first one is the production speed upgrade. Now, this is going to make the table produce items faster. And the second one is going to be the fuel efficiency upgrade, which improves the fuel efficiency of solid fuel types. So, yeah, that is exactly what we need. And what is going on with the weather? Oh, yep. I thought I heard one. These things just don't leave me alone. But yeah, I've got a few items to gather up in order to be able to make those upgrades. So let me get those gathered up, and then we should be able to make this table a little bit faster. Alright, so I've got all of the items together here to upgrade our auto crafting table even further. So we have here the production speed upgrade. This takes wrought iron sheets, redstone, lapis, and hammer and chisel, along with the blank upgrade. So there's that one. Next we need to move these guys over to this next recipe, and we get our fuel efficiency upgrade. Now this takes some raw stone, a steel toyer, 2 bellows, a piston, a blank upgrade, and then the hammer and chisel. So we've got that. Now we are going to make at least one more production or auto crafter upgrade, because we want to have more than one slot working, and then because of that we're going to make an extra storage upgrade as well. So let's take a look at our upgrades. So these two guys here should go into the global upgrades, and they will affect the entire machine. So, no, they're only one slot. Ooh. So the fuel efficiency is a global upgrade, but the production speed is a local upgrade. So that kind of stinks. But if we take a look at our main now, we should be able to put a little bit more in there, and then we'll set up our transfers on the second one to input and output just like the other one. So we will now be filling this guy up, and we won't have any issues with that. Now, I had 6 pieces of charcoal went into the power slot here, and we got 3 stacks. So that means we get half a stack per piece of charcoal. Now, I find that a reasonable trade-off to have this happening automatically all the time. So now we can see, yeah, this one is much faster. Now our fuel efficiency should be quite a bit better as well. So yeah, I don't know what the fuel efficiency upgrade is actually going to do to our fuel efficiency, but our baseline of half a stack of charcoal crafted per charcoal used is reasonable to me. I can handle that. So yeah, we're going to let this run and do its thing. We'll probably end up with a better barrel full of charcoal, which is nice. And yeah, I'll see what else I can figure out here. And also I have set up a little bit of the steel furnaces over here just to speed things along. But, yep, I'm going to see what we've got still to do, and then I'll be back. So to increase production speed on our wood, we will not be using oak for the charcoal production. We will instead be using vanilla spruce. So to make that, we need to make the spruce mulch. We need 2 spruce saplings, 2 white cedar saplings, 2 olive saplings, and 2 pine saplings for each recipe. And just like with the oak, we need 2 recipes of that. So we needed 4 of each. Then we're going to drop this into 2 buckets of water and wait 24 Minecraft hours. And so now we put in a TerraFirmaCraft spruce and wait another 24 Minecraft hours. And now we have our Minecraft spruce sapling, so we're going to go ahead and go plant this. This will give us the 1x1 version of the tree. And once we get some saplings, we are going to start planting these in the 2x2 version. And that will give us a huge amount of wood per tree. Now, of course, we will have to use 4 saplings to plant these spruce trees instead of 1 with the sequoia. But the return is tremendously better because of the simple fact that, well, they grow so much faster. So yeah, we're going to get that tree grown, start getting some spruce saplings and logs, and hopefully we can go get our tree farm set up. Ah, that is a beautiful sight. Whole bunch of the giant spruce trees sitting here waiting to be cut down. So I've gotten tons of the spruce saplings. I'm up to almost 2 stacks of them, and I've gotten a huge amount of the logs too. I've got almost 2,000 logs. But while I was waiting for these trees to grow, I did a little bit of terraforming and work on an area of the base that has been severely neglected, this area here. So I rerouted the path here that goes along the lake, because as I was trying to decide how to connect the lake path to the other path and into the city streets, I couldn't figure out a good way to do it. So I figured the best way was to just reroute it a little bit further out, allowing the wall to get bigger and making generally easier transition from the outer paths into the city streets. Now also, I didn't realize, but I forgot to finish out this section of the wall. I still had the rhyolite bricks there, and so I went ahead and took all of those out and put in the dolomite pillars, put the little cap pieces on there, and then also extended the wall out here a little, filled that in, did a bunch of terraforming here to make this look a little bit more natural, and yeah, I think it's starting to look pretty good here. So, yeah, we've got a lot of work to do here still, but I think we're going to stop on that. But one thing that I did find out as I was cutting these trees down is, unlike the TerraFirmaCraft trees, these Minecraft trees start from the bottom up. So I ran through an axe, and it got up about to this high, and then the axe disappeared. So if you have a really tall tree like this and your axe is about dead, definitely not a good idea to try to chop that big tree with that axe, because you're going to end up having to pillar up to it and finish it off with a new axe. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut all these down, gather up all the wood and saplings from it, because yeah, we've got tons that we're going to get from this. And then we're going to head down into that area and try to get something set up. Now, I was looking at the map, and I think what I'm going to do is this whole area here is going to be for the tree farm. So not only are we going to have our main production for charcoal, we are also going to plant at least one line of each of the TerraFirmaCraft trees. That way we can get that wood whenever we need to. So I have spent a whole bunch of time cleaning this area up and terraforming, and I think we're ready to actually start planting some trees now. Now there's still going to be a lot of terraforming left to do. I've got to get these hills kind of cut down a little bit, and this doesn't quite look right. I did a huge amount cutting this section back, and I've been filling in this hole. I think it's well, good enough now. And the excess dirt I have been placing over into this lake. Now you can see, if we look at it, I've completely filled in the lake, and I am putting a second layer over the top of everything. So eventually that is going to be quite a bit better, especially for the road going over the top of it. But yeah, I've got to place down all of the saplings. Now I have at least all of the saplings that I have, plus a few of the forestry stuff. But I gotta figure out how to place this out. Now there is kind of a limiting factor on some of these trees as to how close together you want to place them, and I'm not sure what all of them are going to be. But I think for starters here, we're just going to place 4 blocks between each sapling. We're going to make multiple rows of each tree. So I've got a lot of tree planting to do, and then I'll be back. Well, a large amount of tree planting done, and I think that's going to have to do it. So one thing that I did forget to mention was I am going to limestone sand for the path over here. I have a fairly decent transition from the marble to the limestone here, but with a little bit more resources I can make that look a lot better. I did a little bit of fooling around in creative, trying to figure out what would be the best blocks to put in this transition, and I think I've come up with some good ones, but I am lacking just about all of them. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, so I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on, be sure to leave that down in the comments. Don't forget about Patreon. I do have a link in the description. And I will see you next time. Bye!